everybody, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I crochet a simple beanie. I'll go through every step of the pattern with you, and here is what our final product looks like. I just used Loops and Threads impeccable yarn. This is the color Multi Sage, and I think it's a very cute color. Very cute colorway. But this is how the beanie fits after blocking it. So you can totally tailor the brim here to be longer if you'd like. Just do a couple more chains in that. But I will be going through every single step of this tutorial with you. So if you enjoy the video, you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up on this video. It really helps boost my content to other crocheters or knitters here in the fiber arts community. And with that, let's go ahead and hop right into the tutorial. So starting off for this project, you will need a pair of scissors, a measuring tape, a finishing needle or a tapestry needle to weave in your ends. For your yarn, I chose a worsted weight or a size 4 yarn. This is actually Loops and Threads Impeccable Acrylic from Michaels. It is in the colorway Multi Sage. Of course, your crochet hook. I'm just using my Clover Amour crochet hook in a 5mm, but any 5mm will do. So starting off our project, just like any other, we are going to be starting with a slip knot. Here, very quickly, I'm just showing you how I make a slip knot. And inserting our crochet hook and tightening said slip knot, we're going to start by chaining 41. So 41 chains with your 5mm crochet hook. So starting the pattern, after you've chained 41, you're going to work 1 slip stitch in the first 5 chains. So row 1 will consist of 5 slip stitches, and after you've worked each of your slip stitches, this is what it's going to look like, very pinched. And after that, you're going to work 35 half double crochets. So in each chain, we'll get 1 half double crochet. So written out, here's what the pattern looks like. Row 1, 5 slip stitches, 35 half double crochets. After working row 1, this is what your beanie should be looking like. And we're just going to chain 1 as our turning chain. Flip your work over, and starting row 2, we're going to be working in the back loop. So doing half double crochets in the back loop only for 35 stitches. And for the rest of the beanie, we'll be working in the back loop as well. But after you've completed your 35 back loop only half double crochets, then you'll do 5 back loop only slip stitches. And of course, here is the pattern written out. Row 2, 35 back loop only half double crochet, 5 back loop only slip stitches. So I've just worked our 35 back loop only half double crochets. I'm going to start working the 5 back loop only slip stitches. We're just going to work it as normal. Here you can see I have the 5. And again, just in the back loop only, we'll do our 5 slip stitches. Here's what the beanie looks like after row 2, and we're just going to chain 1 for our turning chain and flip our work. Now it's just a matter of repeating row 1, where we work the 5 slip stitches in the back loop only, of course, and then we will work the 35 back loop only half double crochets. So completing my last half double crochet here, I'm going to then chain one for our turning chain. And this is what our beanie is looking like so far. Now I'm just going to flip my work and repeat row 2. So 35 back loop only half double crochets followed up by 5 back loop only slip stitches, and we are just going to be repeating these 2 rows for the entirety of the beanie for a total of 59 rows. Basically, this will give my beanie about a 22-inch circumference. If your head measures smaller or larger than this, you can totally do fewer or more rows, but ending on row 59 works for me. Okay, here is what my beanie is looking like after my 59 rows total. You should be ending off on a half double crochet row, so at the bottom of the hat near the brim. That's going to make seaming it up much easier. Here I am just measuring at the beanie. You want to make sure to measure at the very bottom or the brim. And for me, it's coming out to close to 20 inches with the hat folded in half. You want to make sure to keep it close to this range because after blocking, it will stretch out. I steam blocked mine, so it did end up fitting a 22-inch circumference. Also, I'm loving the way the color pooling is looking for this yarn. It turned out so good. But just starting on the slip stitching method of seaming up our beanie, you could totally use your tapestry needle and sew it shut. But for me, I like to just do the lazy route, which is slip stitching. And I'm going to show you how to do that here. Basically, what we're going to be doing is working on the opposite side of our foundation chain. So you can see it here. I'm just going through the other side of our first stitch, picking it up with my crochet hook and going under. And then we're going to be working in the front loop only of our last row. So we've been working in the back loop, but now we're going to work in the front loop. Here you can see the V, just going under front loop only, not the back loop. And yarning over and pulling through both of those and through our other loop, we've created a slip stitch. So we're just going to do that for the entirety of this row to seam up our beanie, going through the other side of the foundation chain and front loop only of the previous row that we just worked. Okay, and so with that, you have officially crocheted your first beanie or another beanie if you've ever made one before, but hopefully this tutorial was pretty easy to understand. I personally think so. This is how I have personally made my beanies for as long as I can remember. I tried a couple of other patterns and things when I did first start out, but this I always come back to. I always do. The more slip stitches you do at the top, the more it will really be form fitted to your head, and I personally like that look. I don't like when my beanies are really, really baggy at the top, but of course you can totally tailor the pattern to however you'd like. You want it a little bit bigger at the top, don't do so many slip stitches. You want the brim a little bit longer or a little bit thicker, then do a couple more chains and half double crochets. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed this video. I believe this video is coming out on a Friday, so I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I hope your week was just as good. And with that, I'll leave it here for today, so I'll see you back on Monday with another video.